Hey, it just occurred to me during my weekend day off here, holiday day off, that being slightly bored, that I would just do slightly unboring and slightly boring video for you involving my heater, the one that I've been talking about. Let's see if I can show it to you. There it is. And I think what I wanted to show to you is basically the basics on how this propane heater works. So I'm going to show you that and explain it to you a little bit. It all starts off with, of course, that right there, which is the thermostat. That particular one right there, I just put on last week, and it's brand new and it's programmable, which is the cool thing about it because I can set it to like shut down or lower its temperature at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whenever I want to, and then like at 10 or 2 or something like that, set it so it comes back on with me not even being here. So it's nice because I normally get home at 5 o'clock, and I can set this to come on like at quarter of 5. So by the time I get in the house, it's nice and warm in here, and I don't have to worry about waiting at all. I mean, that's convenience. I mean, I know that might be a little nitpicking, but I mean, why not make yourself comfortable if you can? I mean, I live in the woods as it is. I get bit and stung, and I have to watch out for bears and moose and deer and everything else up here, skunks. So, why not be a little bit comfortable in the middle of all that? I'm basically a city boy, not a country boy, not a woodsman. So, anyways, back to the thermostat. The thermostat keeps track of the temperature in the room. And then, let's say it gets cold. Now this is just an ordinary thermostat, and when it cools down, like right now, it's below 70. I have this set at 70. I had it lower earlier, but it's a cold day out. This is New Hampshire, and I decided I'm going to be in the house all day. I don't want to be cold, so and I could put on a sweatshirt. That's usually what I do. I just don't feel like it today, so I'm not going to put a sweatshirt on. I'm just going to put my heater on. So, anyways, the thermostat senses that the room temperature has dropped below the setting I have on there, which say it's 70, and it went to 69. So when it goes to 69, it turns itself on and starts to heat up. And actually, it's running right now. I don't know if you can, I'm sure you can probably hear it. Right here, out of this one little corner right here, there is warm air coming out. And I think it's in the process of shutting down at this point, actually. It's reached the 70 degrees. It's very comfortable in here. And it's in the process of shutting down. This is a propane gas heater, so it exhausts all the gases and whatever leftover heat is in it. It gets it out of it, so when it starts up again, there's no chance of explosion or anything like that. But so the way it works is it comes on, the thermostat turns it on, which opens a valve underneath here, which you probably can't see very well. But there's a gas valve underneath there that opens. There's a pilot in there also. I could take the front off and show you, but I am not going to go to extremes. There's a pilot, and it gets flame. It ignites the burner, basically, if you want to call it that. So that will get warm, and then once it's reached a certain temperature, there's a little thing there. You might have just heard it. It clicked off. That's actually what it's called, a click on, and it senses that there's enough heat in the fire chamber for the click on to complete a circuit and turns on a blower motor. And most of them little click-ons are pretty ingenious. They're just a piece of metal that bends at a certain temperature and causes a contact to be made and closes a circuit and turns on the blower motor, which then you have heat coming out of the top here that was coming out to begin with, and also out of this little section of this one, you have heat blowing out that way. So at that point, the room is getting nice and warm. And then, once it reaches the temperature that you set it for, it starts to shut down. And what it'll do is that the thermostat will open a circuit, which will close the valve on the gas. The gas will go off. It'll turn off. But the blower motor keeps going, as I said. It'll continue until the click-on actually clicks off. When the click-on senses it has lost enough heat, that little piece of metal that's a click-on is comprised of will bend and open the circuit and shut off the blower motor. And in this case, this click-on takes a good 4 to 5 minutes for that to happen. It's the same for when it comes on. It takes 4 or 5 minutes before it comes on. So that's basically how this heater works. It's simple. It's just 2 or 3 different things. And most your gas heating systems are basically all the same thing. And they do have some safeties in it. That click-on that I was talking about, there's also a click-on that shuts the whole thing off. If there was a fire in there, well, there is a fire in there, but if a fire got out of control in there, it would automatically set up an alarm event and basically kill the whole system, shut it off. So this is my Columbus Day video to you. I'm a little bored, and right now I think I'm going to go ahead and cook something and warm up the oven in here. So I know this ain't talking about Harley Davidson, this ain't talking about trucks or auto mechanics, and I didn't save you no money here at all. So my next video will be better.